Hey trappers, good morning. Dale Billingsley here, Billingsley Brand Lures. So I've been asked to do a Bobcat video, so that's what we're out here doing today. I'm going to show you some locations. I'm going to show you a few sets, kind of go over some of that stuff with you that maybe it'll help you become a better Bobcat trapper. I'll get it spit out in a minute. Most of the cats taken here in the Midwest are taken incidentally in either coyote sets or in trails with 220 conibears set for raccoons. So not many guys know how to specifically target bobcats here in the Midwest. There's a few, and there's a few guys that are starting to they're picking it up, but they haven't quite got it figured out just yet. I've been fortunate enough to trap bobcats in four different states. I cut my teeth on them on the banks of the Bayou Bartholomew in southeast Arkansas back in '97. That's where I caught my very first one, and I've always had a fascination and a love for bobcats. So let me try to maybe give you some knowledge on them that can maybe help you become a better cat trapper. So stay hooked with me. We'll be back in just a bit. All right, guys, what we got going on here, we've got a timber lane going down through a big hardwood section of timber. These are terrific for all fur bearers coming up through here, but they really shine out for cats. Cats hunt up and down these all the time. The biggest thing with cats is looking for what I call rabbitat. When you find the rabbitat, you're going to find the cats. So these are key places you want to look at for toilets and for tracks, and just set them up because they are terrific bobcat locations. They hunt up and down through here all the time. Okay, so what I like to do at these locations, we're still on that same roadway. I like to take an old chunk of carpet just like this. This is just an old piece of carpet. And I'll nail it right there to the side of that tree. And what I'll do is I'll squirt bobcat urine on this, a good high quality cat urine. And put a little, it doesn't hurt anything either if you want to put a little call lure or a little bit of a rub lure on here, does not hurt a thing. You want to do this like now, pre-season. This time of the year, you want to get these out. What this is going to do for you, those cats that are passing through here, every one of them are going to stop and investigate that. They're going to mark it. They're going to rub on it. They're going to slobber all over it. They're going to use it all summer long. Then when season comes around, you've already got your cats. You've already got them here in the area. You've already got them located. All you got to do is come in and put your sets in. So there's a little thing there that you can do right now to ensure that your cats are going to stay in the area for you. All right, guys, here's what we got going on here. We've got this lake here, this pond. And we've got the dam right here, but we've got that tree line over yonder. That right there, right along that tree line, will be an excellent location for cats. Plus, good chance that they might cross on this pond levee as well, but I guarantee you fox and coyote will. So the pond levee would be a good location to set, but also right along the edge of that tree line over there would be an excellent location to set. And something I want to mention to you too, the way I started locating cats way back in the day. Dean Bartz and I were down in Arkansas trapping. Dean would have been his first trip down south ever. And what we started doing was taking the beaver carcasses from the beaver we were trapping, and we would get in a catty looking place, and we would throw out 3, 4, 5 carcasses. drive a half mile, throw out 3, 4, 5 carcasses, and just kept doing that in different locations that we thought cats might be in. When we went in there and looked at them, and in 2 or 3 days after we did it, and they were all covered up, we knew there was a cat there. But when we went in there and they were scattered everywhere, just carcasses laying all over the place, then we knew that was either coyotes or dogs. So there's an idea for you. If you're having trouble locating cats as to where cats are, that's a good thing that you can do. Get you some muskrat or some beaver carcasses, or even a half a deer or something if it's legal in your state, and just throw them out and just see what happens. See if a cat comes through and covers them up, or if coyotes come through and scatter them out for you. So anyway, that's a little tip for you. Let's go look at some more stuff. All right, guys, so here we are. We're on a little major creek under a bridge. These are natural barriers for cats. They're not going to cross the road over top of the road usually. They're going to hug right against the abutments on both sides of the bridge, both sides of the creek. So basically what you're doing is you're going to cat trap your mink. All right? They might cross down through here on this little shallow spot, but generally speaking, they're going to hug tight up against the abutments and then go right on up the creek hunting. These are excellent locations. If you're allowed to trap the right of way, I highly suggest you do this. Now, the bad part of it is you're going to catch coons, you're going to catch possums, you're going to catch a little of everything. But it's just like trapping anywhere else or anything else. You have to get the trash out of the way first before you can catch the targets. So I'm going to pop a set in here right quick and show y'all just exactly how I treat these and how I do them. Okay, so what I've done here, I've come right up against this piling and I've scratched out a bed for my trap. Again, trap size, whatever your state allows for a trap size, trap preference, whatever you want to use. I prefer a big trap. I like this. Happens to be an old number 3 Northwoods. Usually I've got them on a long chain, but for set demonstrations here, we've just got the factory length chain. I run about 3.5 pounds of pan tension. And no, that's not too heavy. I'm still catching all possums. I'm still catching all skunks. I'm even catching cottontail rabbits. So 3.5 pounds, 3.5 pounds is about where you want to be. So your cat is going to come right through here. And he's going to hug right up against this. So we set our trap. And here, since his line of travel is through here, I want him coming between the jaws like this, not over the jaws like this. That's very important. Always get him coming between between the jaws, not over. And I want that trap, I don't know, can you see that all right? I want that trap tucked up as close to this abutment as I can get. Like I said, you're basically mink trapping your cats. For pan cover, I like wire screen. I just didn't have any wire screen with me. I went off and forgot it. So we're just using a paper towel over the trap. Make sure you get it bedded in there good and solid. You don't want it rocking. You don't want it tipping. You don't want it moving. You might want to use a sifter on this. A lot of times I don't. Just to keep any bigger ox chunks out of the way. A lot of times I just crumple it up like this in my hands because I like that natural rough look. Bring in your sides to make it level. Big chunks off the pan. Pack that baby in there good and tight. Make sure it's solid. Find your pan again, which we know is right there. Get the big chunk off of it. Give him a nice smooth area to step on. That's very important. Now, break this up, make it look a little rough. Give him some stepping guides. We can use clods of dirt here because there's no rain, there's no snow that's going to make this set inoperable. It's always going to be working for us. So, like out in the open, if you're trying to use a chunk of clod of dirt like this as a stepping guide, if you get an inch and a half of rain or a 3-inch snow, you ain't got squat for a stepping guide. So what I do then out in the open is I'll put sticks in around it. It doesn't hurt a thing. Doesn't hurt a thing. Just make sure they're vertical instead of laying them horizontal like that. You can, but again, if you get an inch and a half snow over top of that, you ain't got nothing. So don't be afraid to put some guides in. Don't be afraid to put a few stepping guides here like so. Like I said, under this bridge, you can get away with laying them down like that. Not going to hurt a thing. So we've got a really nice smoothed out area here for our cat to step. Now what we do is we start brushing him in. Make him go where we want him to step. Make him step there. Start brushing it off here, fencing him off. Make him go where we want him to go. Now, you can do this. You could hang a snare here just as easy as you could put this foothold in. And he's still going to come right through there. Cats, you can guide a cat ridiculously. I mean, doesn't hurt a thing. So, we've got him fenced in here. We know he's coming through. The only thing left to do is put a little smear of a good call lure or a good rub type lure right here, and then put a little bit over here on your guiding or on your fencing as well. Make the cat come through. These bridges are a hot location, guys. Don't pass them up. Like I said, though, you've got to get the trash out of the way first. If so don't get discouraged. Don't get frustrated. You're going to catch junk. Everybody does. It just happens. That would be the completed set. Okay, guys, what we got going here? We've got that creek bottom way down in there. And that timber that comes down through, and that finger right there, that finger that runs down through there comes right off of an old pond up above us. Those cats, where those cedar trees are gonna hunt right up and down through there. There's a fence corner way down in yonder there, right in front of the camera. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. I'll try to zoom in. Anyway, where that snag is right there in the camera, right up from it, about 20 or 30 yards there, is a fence corner. And that fence corner would be an excellent location to pick up bobcats. Plus, you're going to catch fox and coyote there too. But it's a super good highway right there for cats. That's a fence line that runs up through there where those cedar trees are. And like I said, it runs up to the backside of an old pond that gets really thick and really heavy on up in there. Excellent travel way for bobcats. Then if you go on across over to the next one, there's that draw that comes down through there. That big heavy timber runs right down to the creek. That creek is a natural barrier. So at the bottom of those ditches, those draws, is a good place to set up for cats. All right, guys, here's what we got going on. We got a big solid hardwood timber over there. Now, on this other side of the road, this is one of the most overlooked cat places in the Midwest. Guys, don't ever think about this. When that's planted, when that field is planted, which they're starting to work on it right now just behind me up the road here. When that's planted in still in standing corn or standing beans later in the fall, and a lot of times they are still during trapping season, those places are cat magnets. You won't believe how many cats cross on those raccoon trails coming out of the timber and going across to the standing corn and standing beans. Standing corn is actually better than standing beans, I believe, because there's more cover for the cat. But it's full of mice, it's full of rabbits, it's got birds in it. There's everything out there that cat needs. So what I do is I find those trails coming across and I just set number 11s in them. Dry, which that's another video coming up. I just set those number 11s in them, or 220s if the conditions are right and it calls for it, or you can even snare them. And you're going to catch a pile of raccoon. I mean, there's no way around that. But stay in them long enough to get the coon taken care of, and you're going to catch cats. It's just, there's no way around it. So don't be afraid to overlook those standing crop fields. Don't think, oh, well, it's just coon cross. No, it's not. There's cats crossing those too. All right, guys. This is another good location to pick up cats along the road right away. Chances are you're not going to be able to see it right now, but there's a trail coming through that open gateway right there, going across the road over to this patch of timber over here on this side of the road. We've got everything that a cat needs. They're going to hunt right down along the edge of this brush and cross the road. When you find that trail, you think I'm crazy, and I'm not. I'm putting number 11s in those trails and catching bobcats in them without any problem at all. And not just cats, but I mean good cats too. You know, I've taken a 27, I took a 26, a 25, a 31-pound cat, a 30-pound cat, all in number 11s. And that number 11 will hold him just fine. He'll get his big fat foot in there without any problem. So don't be afraid to set those footholds in those dry trails. Like I said, you're going to take a bunch of coon, but get them taken out of the way. You're going to catch a cat when he comes through. All right, guys, here we are again. Another one of those good bridge locations like I showed earlier. We've got good blocking here that forces the cat right along the edge of that steep bank right there. Again, on the other side, we've got good blocking to force the cat along the edge. You can put your sets under the bridge. They're waterproof, they're theft-proof, they're weatherproof all the way around. I mean, just look at that. You know as well as I do, there's a cat hunting up and down along that creek right there. You can't miss. So make sure you check these bridges out. And again, just like trapping raccoons, those high trails that come around the top of them, if they don't cross along and hunt under the bridge, they're going to come across the top up here. They're going to cross right across the top here, find those high trails, put those 220s in, put those snares in if it's legal, put in the dry footholds. I promise you, you're going to catch cats at these locations. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate how I put in a walkthrough type dirt hole for cats. first thing you got to have is a decent kind of a backing. And I dig everything in with my tile spade. So first thing I want to do is just start digging a hole. And I dig them pretty well straight back. The only thing I tried to do, I don't want the hole any wider than the trap jaws. Oh yeah, big old lug nut. So I don't want the hole any wider than what my trap jaws are. You get too much tracking with that if you get them too wide. Chop out a bed here for my trap. All right. Again, I like a big trap. Use whatever's legal in your state. And again, I want that cat coming between the jaws, not over the jaws. Get it. Got a rock in my way. That weed out of the way there so you can see. That trap down in there good and solid. A little hard digging in here. A little dry, we could use a little shot of rain. All right, that's better. Now we've got our trap set down in there. Now we start bedding it, start packing that dirt back around. That trap good and solid. It's not tippy, not a rock. See, still a little loose. That dadgum chain out of the way. Pack them jaws in good and tight. Pack back there against the back spring. I'm a little bit close here, closer than what I like. But for a walkthrough type set, it's not going to be terrible. All right, now you see we can push on that trap and it's not going to rock, it's not moving. It's solid. That's very important. You've got to get them solid. The only soft spot I want is right over the pan. That's it. If you're scared to work inside the jaws of the trap, then you've got your trap pan tension way too loose. You want in there around 3 pounds. All right, go ahead, cover this up. Make sure we keep our rocks out. That smooth spot over the pan. By finding and locating that pan all the time, also what that's doing is creating a bowl shape over the pan, because they're going to step down more likely than they are to step up. We've got that nice and cupped, just like we want it. Make him step in here. Now we'll go ahead and we'll put our final coat over. Cover up that pan cover. Just like that. Get the big chunks out. Now, I see guys do this all the time. They take this loose dirt and they pull it back. They pull it away. Don't do that. If anything, push it up to build it up around that trap. Again, you're creating that low spot for him to come in and step right there. So push that dirt. Don't mound it up back here, but at least push it up. Now, to create the walkthrough, all I do is I'll find a stick or a rock or something to lay across here to create that walkthrough effect right there. So if we take this rock and we place it right here and feather this out, now we've created a trail and a walkthrough for that cat to come into. Go ahead and lure it, feather it up if you want to, if it's legal in your state. Hang your flag. I would hang my flag up here in front of the set to get the cat's attention, and then once he sees the flag, now he sees the set. That would be a completed walkthrough. If you would please hit that thumbs up. I sure appreciate it. Like this video, share it, subscribe to it for more content. Drop me a line in the comments if you would. Tell me what you guys want to see. If there's something I can do, I'll sure do it. This is Dale Billingsley signing out. Thanks for watching.